Oh, we're in her body. Whoa, we coming out.
But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
Rock forever on. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. I'm a little under the weather, so forgive me. Welcome back, YouTube, to another YouTube video, and it's your boy Tamango, and today we're going to be finished what remains of Edith Finch. This is going to be the last and final part. Get whatever you can to eat and all that stuff and what you do, and tune in. Okay, it's going to be a nice, depressing, sad video. One more thing, y'all know that Valentine's Day is right around the corner. I need y'all to stay safe and be protected. I don't mean no weapons. Protect yourself and be safe, or you will have a little mini you on the way, you know? All right, as you guys can see, we have like 3 more people to, yeah. In certain parts, what I'm gonna do different this time is that like some things get like copyrighted to the point where it literally freezes the video. Like I cannot even display it to you guys. So some parts I'm gonna mute out. We're not gonna forget the audio this time. All right, so we left off with my boy Gus, RIP to Gus, and Lil Peep, RIP Lil Peep. My nose might be a little shiny because I put like some Vicks Vapor Rub, so forgive me. This looks like the only way to go.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Alright. Okay. The Bible.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Okay. My allergies are like, what's this?
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
Oh my gosh, my allergies. Oh! Alright, I'm gonna try my best to continue without having an allergy surge or whatever, but let's do this. Here we go. Okay, I'm better. We go here, right?
Lewis was born a year later.
Right here.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
If you guys are enjoying this series, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you to the new subscribers. Sorry, I didn't address you guys. I'm sorry. Thank you for the support.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Bro, she had like her own, like, were they homeschooled?
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
They were homeschooled.
But it didn't last. The beginning and the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Aren't you Edith?
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
It's like, why was the door sealed in the first place if there's so many ways to access it? The room, that is. Bro, they just had like like some type of like amusement park. These kids were living the life, bro. Well, not really, but
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. Was 4 when Milton disappeared.
No story for him? Or that kind of was the story? But like, what happened? I couldn't catch it, bro. My allergies is like disorientating me. These kids.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Bro. Just misfortune after
Whatever
misfortune.
Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
He has a boat room? Bro. That's such a vibe. I mean, I'd be a little iffy, but it's such a vibe.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Wait, was it Chief or?
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Oh, I was so confused. Okay, so to do this right here.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats.
Are you schizophrenic?
And toads. Things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head, but he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Louis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Louis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Louis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. He was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery, but his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor, and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
I apologize for lag.
St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
handsome queen. Wait, that's a choice. Okay.
handsome queen.
It's nice that they gave a choice.
The queen was on her own quest for
Sinister serpents? No. Radiant rainbows. That sounds more
radiant rainbows.
like serpents scary. So this is something that you can actually look forward to. They're starting to completely cloud his mind. We're starting to see less of the what's actually there as opposed to what's like his imagination. I think he was schizophrenic.
He followed the sound of her
Electric star. Yeah, let's do this right here.
electric sitar.
Sitar. Whoops. I said star. Oh my gosh. By the way, I'm still controlling the whole thing down here with his hand, while also simultaneously doing the driving of the boat. Yes, I'm controlling it all.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Whoa, we don't see nothing anymore.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
It's wrong that the boss exploited him, even though he knew he was meant to
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
God?
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. He began to forget the world we know.
There we go. It's back to...
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
You guys see where this is going? Is it like an outer body experience? Are you looking at him?
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Oh man. You go up there?
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who had insisted on inviting him. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
This was his birthday too? Okay.
Bend down his head.
Whoa! Wait, whoa, 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 whoa! Is this not like a guillotine? Is that what you call it?
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Damn. Like 22. Damn. Rest in peace to him, bro. I'm so sorry if that might have been a little laggy. I have a surprise to tell you guys at the end of the video, so please stay tuned for that message.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Damn, bro. There he is.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
Well, you gotta understand her pain, bro. She experienced so much loss in that house, bro. You would begin to think that was like
I
your
wish we'd
blood.
stayed.
You would think that would be your bad luck charm or something, you know?
But I understand why we left.
See what you understand.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
Yeah. I guess she was like trying to find the
Maybe I should have come
strength.
sooner.
She was trying to find the strength to leave, bro. I applaud her for that.
But it had to end one way or another.
Damn, she had a cool room
All that's
too.
left now was to tell you about that last night.
Is she standing or like on her knees? Yeah, she's on her knees, yeah. Edith, are we at our... because she's Edith, right? Ooh.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Where am I going?
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Oh. I know, who's got it straight.
I got turned around. For a while, I wondered.
He's gonna go to hit water?
I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
Just let it go.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Gone? What type of gone are we talking about?
After that, we moved around a lot.
Who didn't do this?
We both tried to make the best of it.
More like the running thing of the power wires, the running ninja. Yeah.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Oh, we're in her body. Whoa, we coming out. Wow. It's been like 22 years since
This journal was supposed to be for you.
Done this.
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
$1999 to she died young too. She was like 17, 16, or 18. Rest in peace to her. Oh, that was What Remains of Edith Finch. If you guys enjoyed this game, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I know this isn't the best quality right now, but this is the message I have for you guys. I know I've been saying this to some people that's been, you know, with me for some time from Twitch and or YouTube, or maybe even TikTok. You guys probably heard me say numerous times, over and over and over, when I get my new PC. Fortunately for myself and for you guys, that process is here. We are in the process of building our PC, and we have about 5 parts in our arsenal, and we just need about 3 more to have the full build. And you're gonna see a very drastic change in a lot of the games I'm gonna play. Well, not too much drastic change, but I'm gonna implement more bigger games and a lot more series to come. I'd rate this game a good 9, almost, no, I gave it a 10 out of 10 because it was a game that, like, the story was the story held the moment, if that makes any sense. Like, it didn't require me to speak or to explain much. Everything was explained right there, even though you may have had to think a little bit to be like, okay, what happened this, but was right there without them having to say too much. I really liked this game. It was very tragic, but it was very also, yeah, it was worthwhile to hear. And if you guys enjoyed that and you enjoyed me playing this series and want me to play even more series like this, or just would like to see me play games or anything, just like my channel, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and tune in, because things are only gonna get up. We're on the way to 500 subs. I know I talked a lot. I appreciate you guys. Peace.